Hello my friends, I am Bee and this is Bee's Intuition. Today we're going to do a reading about what does Spirit have in store for you. Let's just dive right into it. Please and thank you, Spirit. What do you have in store for the collective? Please and thank you. What do you have in store for the collective? Please and thank you. For the collective. Alrighty. So we have Nine of Pentacles, Knight of Swords, King of Pentacles, Five of Swords, Two of Swords. Bottom of the deck is the Death card. All right, let's just dive right into the clarification. Starting with the Nine of Pentacles. Please and thank you, Spirit. What do you have in store for the collective with that Nine of Pentacles? Please and thank you, Spirit. Nine of Pentacles clarification. Please and thank you. Thank you, Spirit. What do you have in store for the collective with that Nine of Pentacles? Please and thank you, Spirit. What do you have in store for the collective with that Nine of Pentacles? Please and thank you, Spirit. What do you have in store? Okay, that was definitely not supposed to fall out like that. That was my bad. Okay. Okay, let's take that out because that flipped. Oh, please and thank you. Okay, this is quite a bit, but we're gonna roll with that. I still feel like that wasn't meant to come out. I'm gonna put that back. Because the way it fell out was just like sliding all over the place. And it just doesn't feel right. The vibes aren't right. Okay. Now we got what we came here for. Okay. So clarifying that Nine of Pentacles, we have the Five of Pentacles. We have the Seven of Cups. The King of Cups. The Queen of Cups, Eight of Swords, Temperance, Ten of Cups. Bottom of the deck is the Sun card. Okay, this is actually really nice. So you may have been going from a time of like either insecurity or something being unstable or not secure in your life to things being much more stable and abundant for you. I feel like it could definitely have to do with some sort of project or something you've been working on. Seven of Cups. You could have been like in a daze or kind of confused about something. Could have to do with your love life, but not necessarily. It could also have to do with like what makes you happy in life. Maybe you were having a hard time deciding like what's for you, what's not, what you want, what you don't want. But you may have spent some time figuring that out. And it feels like that's gotten cleared up because we have the King of Cups and the Queen of Cups coming out back to back like that. That's pretty cool. So you definitely could be attracting a divine match here. But the Eight of Swords indicates that maybe you're stuck in your head about it, overthinking it. You also could feel like for whatever reason this connection is out of your reach because the Eight of Swords deals with like this feeling of being trapped. And it's not real, that illusion of being trapped. And you can free yourself from it. But a lot of the times it comes into your brain in a way that makes you feel powerless and like you can't free yourself from it. but like maybe the awareness that you can change things would be helpful. And then we have the Temperance card, and that's transmuting and healing. I feel like this connection could actually be healing for the both of you. And maybe if you have insecurities that are keeping you trapped when it comes to connections with others, those could be healing for you. Or you're figuring out a way to transmute the energy, to turn that negativity into positivity. I feel like what if is like a big obstacle for you. But I also feel like that could also be a power or something that can help you as well. Because like sometimes we'll take what if and we'll add a bunch of hypotheticals onto it that are like worst case scenarios. But what if we took that what if and instead of those negative scenarios that we're thinking of, replace those negative scenarios with positive ones? What if my dreams come true? What if I, am successful, So maybe it's a matter of reconstructing your thoughts and thought patterns. And that could be like very beneficial for you. And it also feels like when you do this healing, you're going to be much more open to connections with others. And then we have the 10 of Cups. And that's like happily ever after. That's a very beautiful card. It does seem like this connection here, although it's very divine, and it seems like the two of you are very compatible, I feel like there will be a bump in the road where it's you overthinking something here, feeling trapped, and then working through that. And then finally you can come together as the 10 of Cups and fulfill this divine purpose that this connection is supposed to bring you and build like a happier future. Yeah, so I definitely feel like, and going back to that 5 of Pentacles and the 7 of Cups that we saw earlier, the 5 of Pentacles could be like, hidden insecurities that maybe you still haven't gotten over. And then the 7 of Cups, maybe you have dealt with people that were very fake, for lack of a better term. Like they confused you with illusions. And all of that could still be lingering under the surface, but maybe you're not even aware of that. Because you could be going through a time of singleness, being on your own, doing your own thing. And so maybe these insecurities and fears, they may be lying dormant right now. And it's like they won't come to your... But yeah, it's like they're lying dormant now, but they will come to your consciousness when this divine match comes into your life, or when they make themselves known to you. And then that's when these insecurities, confusions based in the past and maybe based around old narratives that you have built, they come to the surface and keep you in a mode that is trapped from, like, it feels like you're almost like imprisoned in your own mind, and it's like your happiness lies just outside of that. And so I think you're gonna come to this point where you're like, okay, something has to change here, because you could also be somebody that maybe self-sabotages good connections, and maybe you didn't even realize that was something that you did, but now you're growing consciousness in that department. But I feel like, as long as you are conscious of this and you are actively trying to heal from it and move past those past experiences, it seems like the end result will be very beautiful between the two of you. seems very bright and very full of happiness. This could be somebody that makes you incredibly happy, and maybe that also kind of is scary, you know? Speaking of happiness, the Sun card at the bottom of the deck. It's all about happiness. Yeah, it feels like you could be coming into a time of light and warmth, and maybe you've been used to dark, cold situations in the past, but this feels like it's changing things for you. Also, inner child could definitely be affected. I'm almost getting that Five of Pentacles and the Seven of Cups could even stem from childhood or something. Those insecurities that you had from a young age. Maybe people have always kind of been confusing when it comes to, you know, interacting with them, and that could have been from a young age as well. Certain mindsets, certain narratives from your childhood could still be holding on to you. And so it's like you won't even see it until something comes in to trigger it. I want to see what's underneath the Sun card. Six of Wands. This is looking actually very beautiful. Yeah, I see you like handling whatever has been going on inside of your mind, whatever has been triggered. And you're coming into a time of success and happiness. You're going to be seen as somebody that's successful. Other people are going to be seeing you as somebody very successful. And it's almost like maybe that success comes from you overcoming fears, overcoming insecurities. And so like on the other side, it's like having an actually beautiful connection. I want to see what's underneath the Six of Wands. The Lover's card. So what more can I say? This seems like a very divine match here. And also the Lover's card deals with choices. So it's like, I think it's a lot of this is going to be up to you. How do you respond to those insecurities being triggered by somebody that is, you know, from all accounts, it feels like somebody that's very kind, somebody that's very, like in your vibration, on your level, somebody that's compatible. But I feel like with the Lover's card, it could definitely be indicating that you have to make the right kind of choices. And sometimes the right choice can sometimes be scary, especially if it means that you're being vulnerable. And love specifically, for sure, is one of those areas of life that we kind of have to be vulnerable. Even though it is scary, even though, you know, if we've been hurt a million times, we still have to try to be as open as possible. Otherwise, opportunities could definitely pass us by. So I feel like that's kind of what Spirit would like to say, is like, just make sure that you're doing those right choices for you and the healthy choice, and not just trying to run away from beautiful connections that could be forming, or trying to just shove down all of those repressed insecurities and you know, mental conflicts that you have, and just face them and try your best to heal from them. And not to mention, the connection could be very healing too. So maybe it's not entirely just on your end as well. Maybe this connection could help you overcome certain insecurities. Well, I feel like I have to be careful with the way I word that, because I'm not trying to say that this person's going to fix things for you. All of that really starts from within, and only you can really make those changes. Nobody else can make them for you. But as long as you know, are taking responsibility and you are doing your best to heal from these things, this person could, it's kind of just like extra healing on top of the healing that you already have going on. That's kind of what it feels like. Like, this person's not gonna, you know, fix you for you, but they'll definitely add some love, and that love will probably be very therapeutic, very healing for you. All right, let's go on to the Knight of Swords now. Please and thank you, Spirit. What do you have in store for the collective with that Knight of Swords? Please and thank you. That Knight of Swords, please and thank you, Spirit. Okay. All right, what do we have? Clarifying that Knight of Swords, we have the Magician, Three of Swords, Queen of Pentacles, okay, Three of Cups, Knight of Wands. Bottom of the deck, we have the Emperor. Very nice. So this is the Knight of Swords that this is all clarifying. That's somebody probably coming in towards you with a lot of energy, very much wanting to communicate something. The Magician could definitely be this person trying to manifest something with you. Maybe a connection, maybe trying to even just manifest your attention in some way. Three of Swords. It is possible that maybe you had a painful past with this person. Since we do have the Three of Swords, and then one of the other cards that came out was the Three of Cups, it is possible that you were dealing with somebody that was also dealing with somebody else. And as a result of that, you got hurt. But it's interesting because if that were the case, you're showing up as this Queen of Pentacles. Somebody that is very secure in themselves, has it going on, abundant, successful. So you might have actually, if this is somebody from your past, well, the thing is, it doesn't even necessarily have to be somebody from your past that has hurt you. This could just be a lingering wound from your past, and this person could trigger that. But either way, I think that after you experience this pain, you turned your attention to yourself, to your life, to your security, your career, projects that you've been working on. Like, it definitely feels like you went into productive mode instead of curling up into a ball and, you know, becoming miserable. I don't see that at all. You're a very powerful person. And you're like, yeah, that really hurt. That really sucked. I was very brokenhearted about it. But then you're like, I'm going to move on from that. You know, I'm not going to stay in this negative energy. I'm not going to stay being sad and feeling sorry for myself. You're like, no, I'm so much better than that. I deserve success. I deserve security. I deserve to feel good about myself and my life. And I feel like that's very beautiful. The Three of Cups. This person could definitely want to come together with you and either celebrate something or maybe just like have a good time together. It definitely feels like it could also be like a reunion or just a, you know, coming together in person in general, if this is not somebody from your past. But if it is somebody from your past, it could be that they would like to reunite with you in some way. Maybe talk with one another. There's the Cups, so emotions would probably be high, or this could be something, this event of coming together could have something to do with sharing emotions in general. But the Three of Cups is typically a very positive card. And it's also a card of friendship as well. It is possible that this is like a friend that maybe wants to be something more, maybe. But not necessarily. I feel like that's more or less just talking about how they would like to come back together with you in some way, or come together with you. Then the Knight of Wands. Yeah, this person's very flirty with you. I honestly feel like if this is a friend of yours, they're trying to break out of the friend zone, so to speak, by being more flirtatious, making it more obvious that they're attracted to you, that they have feelings for you, that they have their eyes set on you and their mind set on you. Also, this Magician with the Three of Swords and the Queen of Pentacles I feel like this could also be indicating like you manifesting a better future for yourself despite what you have experienced in the past. And that could also be drawing this person towards you. Because maybe they know some of your backstory and they think that that's really brave and courageous and powerful that you were able to do that. The Knight of Wands could definitely be the thing is we are clarifying the Knight of Swords, and that's the fastest moving knight in the deck. And then the Knight of Wands is like the second fastest. So this person could definitely be coming in quickly, but it may be slightly impulsive at the same time. This could be somebody that hasn't really thought this through super well. Or maybe they just like are in a moment of sudden confidence or a moment of, I feel like I need to do this right now. And also like the Knight of Wands and the Knight of Swords are not super long lasting energies. So I'm not sure if this has sustainability or the ability to go long term, but maybe. It really depends on who they are as a person, I feel. With the Emperor card at the bottom of the deck, this could definitely be you being in a position of power in this person's eyes, or just being a very powerful person that owns that. On the other hand, this could also be maybe this person who's like very powerful, very boss-like. But yeah, this could be somebody that is like in a position of power, somebody that's seen as powerful, somebody that's respected in the community. I want to see what's underneath the Emperor. Queen of Wands. You are in a very attractive energy, very much empowered, being seen as very attractive. So I feel like it's kind of common sense that people would be very attracted to that sort of energy. There's something about people see like the light in you or the fire in you. And I feel like that's very attractive to other people. I want to see what's underneath the Queen of Wands. The Star card. You could be somebody that is meant for something really great here. And either this person or people in general are really picking up on that. Like there's something very special about your purpose here on Earth. You also may be somebody that has big plans for your future. And people pick up on that and they really, really enjoy that. Because maybe it's a little bit rare to see somebody that's a dreamer. And also somebody that's actually taking steps in the reality to make that become a reality. You're definitely seen as somebody very powerful, very charismatic. And so I feel like it follows that because you're in that energy, definitely this Knight of Swords is interested in you and wants to come in to communicate about probably their attraction to you. If this was somebody that was attached to a third party, maybe they're coming through with the information that has ended. Either way, I feel like you're kind of just glowing, and these people kind of, at least in this part of the reading, it almost feels like background characters. So I almost feel like you could take them or leave them. I don't know if you're going to have very intense feelings for this person specifically, but maybe it develops there to that point of you having deeper feelings. It'll definitely depend on the individual coming towards you for sure. Okay, let's go into the King of Pentacles. Please and thank you, Spirit. What do we have for that King of Pentacles? What do you have in store for the collective with the King of Pentacles? Please and thank you, Spirit. What do you have in store for the collective with that King of Pentacles? Please and thank you. What do you have in store for the collective with that King of Pentacles? Please and thank you. Please and thank you. The cards are strange today. They either come out all at once and very clumsily, or they barely come out. Interesting. So we are clarifying the King of Pentacles, and the only card that came out was the King of Wands. To be honest, this could be two different energies that this is referring to. And maybe that does make sense. Oh, we also had the King of Cups earlier. So it's either talking about one person that's maybe embodying all of the kings, so somebody that's like that emperor that we just saw at the bottom of the deck. This could be somebody that's like really powerful, very much embodying all of the kings, so somebody that's very multifaceted, powerful in many ways, not just one way. It could be somebody that embodies all of that, or it could be multiple people, and so far we've seen 3 kings on the table. So definitely could be that you're attracting a lot of options right now, and I feel like that's probably very apparent, especially at the bottom of the deck we have the Star card. So you're glowing. You have a certain aura or energy that surrounds you that is very intoxicating to other people right now. And maybe you're being called to embrace that, whatever makes you different, in a, like that positive, because it's like when you show up as your sincere, authentic self, other people are inspired by that, and then they feel more comfortable being who they truly are as well. And I feel like Spirit could definitely be directing you to be as real as you possibly can with yourself and showing up as your most authentic self. And that could like very much, like when you're in that mode, it's like attracting a lot of people, or somebody that's very powerful and will definitely make an impact when they come in to express themselves to you. But yeah, that people could see you as like somebody that has a divine purpose in this world. And I mean, obviously people are going to want to be either around that or with you, because you just have something special. You have like some sort of special quality about you that really stands out, and it's like you can't even ignore it, or they can't. The other people that are around you cannot ignore this light that you emit. And yeah, very eye-catching, very like alluring. I want to see what's underneath that Star card. Oh, it's the Emperor again. So yeah, this could literally just be one person that has like all of the King's energies. For sure. Like somebody that's very multifaceted and very powerful in multiple ways, has a lot of power, is very well known. I'm also getting that if this is one person, they must stick out in some way, because the Emperor energy, I feel like, does not just embody just anyone, and it definitely does not embody a person that is forgettable. I feel like there's something very either eye-catching about this person, or very interesting about this person. Maybe their physical appearance is something that stands out in a certain way, and it could be something like unique qualities that they have, physical characteristics that they have that make them stand out in some way. Maybe it's the way that they express themselves through their style. Maybe it's their hair color, or facial structure, like something. It doesn't even, yeah, it could be so many different things, but there's like something about this person that really stands out, which is honestly, I feel like perfect for you, because you also have that energy of standing out in a very special way. So I think the both of you would probably make a great power couple, because it's like you're both seen by other people, and this is like the type of scene that is like kind of putting you on a pedestal, I guess, for lack of a better term, or just like there's like something about, how do I word that? It's like you both probably have purpose in some way that people can really pick up on. It might be in completely different ways though. Like this could be somebody that's more grounded in the 3D with like their purpose, whereas you could be more 5D, doing something with like a higher consciousness from the divine. Um, but either way, I feel like the two of you probably do stick out in some way, and so you probably are going to be pretty compatible. Let's see what's underneath the Emperor. Yeah, it's still the Queen of Wands, so yeah. Yeah, I feel like this could definitely be the Emperor that's been checking you out, and they probably see that you are super powerful as well. So yeah, I'm getting power couple vibes very heavily here. And it's like you two might be doing like completely completely different career paths from one another. Like somebody could be into, I don't know. I mean, I could probably come up with a million examples, but like I feel like the career path or your purpose may be completely different in like their own ways. Like maybe you're more spiritually inclined. This other person may be like, you know, somebody that works with their hands, for example. And so you could have completely different careers, but it's almost like when the two of you come together, maybe you support each other really well. And so the both of you are able to do what you do, but like even better than you already have, you know? It feels like this would be somebody that's very supportive, because I think that this is definitely somebody that wouldn't want to take away your power, because your power and the fact that you are very empowered is attractive to this person. I think this is one of the biggest reasons why they're attracted to you, is because you own yourself. You are empowered, and you know who you are, what you want, and you're going after it. And I feel like that speaks volumes to this person that is very attracted to you and very interested in you. And they could see the two of you going very far and, you know, exploring a lot. Very nice. Is that all I wanted to say about that? Yeah. I think that's it for the most part. Like this person will stand out to you in some way, and maybe it's their position, maybe they're a boss in some way, or somebody that's well known in the community, somebody that is very well respected. Definitely feels like somebody that has a lot of people's respect. Definitely. Okay, let's go on to the Five of Swords. Please and thank you, Spirit. What do you have for the collective with that Five of Swords? Please and thank you. Let's see. It's a bit much, but we'll take it. Ooh. Stick together, man. Stay together. Okay. Five of Swords is clarified by the Six of Cups, Three of Pentacles, the Death card, the Fool card. I actually really love the combination of the Death card and the Fool card. Ace of Cups, Four of Pentacles, and then bottom of the deck we have the Knight of Swords. So this is all clarifying the Five of Swords. I was just getting the message that this Emperor that's in your energy does not want to take away your power at all, because like that is something that is very attractive to them. And this Five of Swords, I feel like, could definitely be indicating the pain of the past and how you have been hurt by other people, and maybe potentially people tried to take away your power from you or make you feel powerless in some way. And I think that that could be really scary for you, especially when that happened to you and then somebody better is coming along, because it's like, I don't want to trust that, is the energy I'm feeling. That Five of Swords energy could have definitely affected your inner child, the way in which you felt about yourself. But I feel like you've been working on that behind the scenes on your own. Maybe as a result of that past pain, you decided to heal your inner child, work on yourself, do some spiritual work. But the Six of Cups could also be indicating past person. And that would make sense with that Five of Swords. You definitely dealt with somebody, I feel, that was pretty malicious and did not, they were definitely not the type of person to save you your feelings and care about how you're feeling. Definitely feels like somebody that's just like, you know, somebody that craves control, and so they're doing anything it takes to be in control, and even if that includes putting other people down or making them feel bad about themselves, or getting in their head and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, so it's like, it's no surprise to me that you would be hesitant when something better comes along. The Three of Pentacles, so that's like working together with others typically and building with others. I find that interesting that it's followed by the Death card. So it's almost like in the past, you could have worked with others in a way that was like very vulnerable, very, you could have felt like you were, you know, I think that you were probably very kind with others, but maybe to the point where you didn't have good boundaries. And so people could have taken advantage of that. And then with the Three of Pentacles, maybe you felt like you were the one that was putting in most of the work when you worked with others or had relationships with others. But then the Death card comes in to say, like, I'm changing that. And I'm changing that in a very drastic way. So I feel like you don't go about your relationships the same way that you used to. And I feel like that's for the best, because I feel like this energy of kind of being a doormat to an extent, like where people would just walk all over you, not appreciate you at all. And so you realize that something had to change, and so you decided to change in a very big way. Yeah, and it also feels like I'm putting a stop to certain behaviors that, you know, just sabotaged me, sabotaged my relationships with others, or sabotaged my own confidence in some way, or my self-worth. And then the Death card followed by the Fool. I really love this combination because it's like all about rebirthing yourself. So transforming, rebirthing yourself, and then coming out the Fool. And the Fool, being in the Fool energy here is very positive, because this is a type of person that is very trusting, enthusiastic, optimistic. But that Death card tells me that you have a past, and so you're not going to be going into this phase of the Fool without some sort of boundaries, or you're still keeping the lessons in mind of the past, but you're not letting them hold you back, because I feel like you're coming into a time where you have better boundaries than you used to when dealing with other people. Ace of Cups. So definitely could be your own self-love that has been healing for you, but also this could be somebody trying to come in with their cup of love to show that to you, that they have feelings for you. But because of your past, you may be kind of hesitant to accept it, especially at face value, because there's something about like people being sneaky and maybe presenting one way at the very beginning of a relationship, and then as the relationship progresses, they turn into somebody that is not very nice to be around and may actually be cruel, you know, is kind of the energy I'm getting with that. And then the Four of Pentacles, it does indicate, especially with that Ace of Cups, it feels like somebody could be coming in to express feelings to you. But with the Four of Pentacles, you may be a little bit closed off to that person, even if they do have pure intentions, which I feel like they probably will. It also feels like maybe that Fool card could be indicating somebody coming in for a new beginning with you. And you could be more so in that sort of Death card energy, where it's like you've been transforming, you've been really working on yourself. Things are much different than they used to be, but in a good way. And so maybe this person will be very open and pure intentions, but you may be a little bit skeptical of them. And I think it definitely has something to do with your past and how you were treated in the past. But this could also like kind of all be coming to your consciousness. Like you're becoming conscious of those past wounds, maybe certain areas in which you feel like you're overprotective or, closing yourself off from new opportunities potentially. But I feel like there is this sense of consciousness about that, and you're working through it. You're I think you ultimately do want to open up, but it may just take some time from those other people to be patient and understanding of why you act this way, and why you have a hard time trusting right off the bat. But I feel like that will be good, because then that person will kind of have to show you that they mean business, and you can get to know them over time and build that trust over time, rather than just jumping right into something. Knight of Swords. So this person could definitely be coming in with that strong, fast moving energy, very much wanting to communicate something to you. Yeah, really something that's like heavily on their mind that they want to talk about. Let's see what's underneath that. Knight of Swords. Nine of Cups. That could be a wish fulfillment for you. But again, I kind of get with this Nine of Cups, especially with the image. He doesn't look super happy. He kind of looks like he's just staring off into space. Like, yeah, I feel good, but like, so what? Like, it feels like there's still like a sense of not being completely fulfilled. So it's almost like maybe you are making yourself very happy with what you have going on in your life, but maybe you feel kind of lonely. And maybe this is something that you're finally starting to realize is like, yeah, I got this going on, I got this going on, and those are all great things, but you might miss companionship. And so this could be your chance at companionship that actually is healthy. But you may feel kind of stuck in the middle, sort of, because you're like, I've built up so much for my own life, I don't want somebody to come in and sabotage all of that. Especially because it seems like you kind of had to build yourself up from like the very lowest point, like your rock bottom, you had to build up from there. So like, it's definitely, you've come a long way, you've improved so many ways. And so it makes sense to me that you wouldn't want somebody to just come in and kind of wreak havoc on your life, because you've built happiness for yourself. You've built contentment with where you're at. And so you may be a little bit hesitant, definitely. I want to see what's underneath that Nine of Cups. The Tower card. So yeah, I think that Spirit kind of wants you to embrace change. But yeah, I feel like Spirit is going to be bringing the change. If you feel like you've been stagnant for a while, if you felt like you've kind of been doing the same old thing time and time again, I feel like Spirit is about to shake things up for you in a pretty significant way. But it feels like it's for your ultimate good and your ultimate happiness that Spirit is doing this. And I feel like it's almost to encourage you to go outside of your comfort zone and maybe trust in other people a little bit more if you've been having a hard time trusting others. So I do think that Spirit could definitely be throwing you this curveball, and it may be kind of surprising. And even if that Tower moment is good on the surface, like somebody coming in that's very compatible with you, like that should make you feel happy, but maybe you're more scared than happy, because you're like, I don't know, my past showed me that this is not something I should trust. And so Spirit may be trying to encourage you to face those inner parts of you that are still affected from your past and heal them, work through them, clear them away, so that you can actually be open to new opportunities that are coming in that are meant to be very positive for you. And if you have been independent for some time or single for some time, I think it's, it's totally reasonable to be scared of like somebody suddenly coming into your life, and somebody that maybe you have a good connection with, because you'll have to like rearrange your whole life, the way you think about your own life. You'll have to consider somebody else in all of the decisions that you make. So it makes sense to me that you would be hesitant and maybe slightly scared to just let somebody in, especially with your past. Let's go on to the Two of Swords, please and thank you, Spirit. What do you have in store for the collective with the Two of Swords, please and thank you. Please and thank you. What do you got? Okay, let's see. Oh my. Clarifying that Two of Swords, we have the World card, Queen of Swords, Seven of Wands, and Five of Wands. Bottom of the deck, we have the Queen of Wands. So it's interesting that I'm talking about, or I talked about in that last section, about going outside of your comfort zone. And I sometimes see the Two of Swords as going outside of your comfort zone in order to do what's on your enlightened path, or what will bring you the most enlightenment on your journey. And it may be difficult at first, but it's ultimately for your best good, your highest good. With the World card, I feel like you're closing out the cycles in which you are confused, in which you doubt yourself. Those are coming to an end, it feels like. Those moments of not being sure about what you want to do, what you want your future to look like. I feel like that is coming to a close, especially because that World card is followed by the Queen of Swords. The Queen of Swords is a very level-headed, clear-headed sort of person. Like, they see things clearly. They probably don't have a lot of doubts, typically. And so, because they can see through things, they have a clear head to make decisions. I don't think that you're going to continue to be in this confused sort of energy if you have been feeling that. Or if this connection triggers that indecisiveness, that will be something that you're closing out, because you're realizing that you're holding yourself back, or there's something better on the other side when you move outside of your comfort zone. The Seven of Wands, that's very much about success, especially success against the odds. Because it's like, and I feel like it's also about mindsets and how your mindsets affect the outcomes of any given situation. Because the Seven of Wands has to do a lot with, like, the odds being stacked against you, you having to fight for something. But it's usually like you're successful because you believed that you were going to be successful. And so that could be Spirit's message here, is to fill your head with positive thoughts, and so that you can manifest those positive thoughts into reality for yourself. And then the Five of Wands, I feel like that could definitely be some internal conflict that, still arises through this process. But the Five of Wands is not a super heavy energy. I feel like it's something that is like pretty temporary. So I feel like this inner conflict is not going to be going on forever. And I don't necessarily see it as being a huge roadblock for you, but it definitely could be popping up here and there, especially when it gets triggered by an incoming person. But you're in the right sort of space to be manifesting things for yourself and making decisions for yourself. You just might have doubts at times, and that's human. We all have doubts, right? And then Queen of Wands at the bottom of the deck. I feel like when you do jump into this more clear-headed energy in which you're not confused, you make decisions much easier. I feel like that is going to come through in your like outward energy, like the energy that you emit, your aura. People will pick up on that and they'll find that very attractive. I also feel like this sense of like knowing what you have going on for yourself and owning it and not being ashamed to live your truth. I want to see what's underneath the Queen of Wands. Oh, it's the Emperor. I'm curious what's underneath the Emperor now. The Star card. So, this is interesting. I feel like I've kind of already said how this Emperor is going to be showing up. Powerful, eye-catching in some way, or at least eye-catching to you. And you're standing out by following your path, by doing that healing work, owning your own power, not being afraid of being true to who you are. So that's like drawing this person towards you. I want to see what's underneath the Star card. Eight of Pentacles. Yeah, you've been really working on yourself and maybe your career, maybe your life. Also, there's a possibility that maybe this Emperor is a coworker of yours, not necessarily. Or you could have very similar ideas of work ethics, you know? Like you're both very hard workers, or you both believe that through hard work and dedication, good things can come of that. But I feel like ultimately you are owning your power and things are going to get less confusing for you. And you're going to be way more confident in making decisions. The Death card at the bottom of this deck. So transformation, rebirth. I want to see what's underneath it. Eight of Wands. That's incoming communication. Very positive communication typically. You also could be changing the way that you are talking. Maybe to yourself, to other people. The way in which you communicate could be becoming very different. And I think that kind of makes sense with that Queen of Swords and the Queen of Wands there, because it's like you're probably building confidence, and so you're not going to second guess yourself too much when you speak, I feel. Because you're like, you own what you're talking about, and especially when it comes to who you are, what you want. I feel like you're going to be much more clearer and much more self-assured, I guess, when you're communicating with others. I want to see what's underneath that. Six of Wands. So, yeah, that's some good celebratory energy. You overcoming something and being celebrated for that. So you could be getting an incoming communication that has to do with some sort of success that you're coming into. Or maybe you're telling your story of how you got out of this tricky situation. Or maybe a certain communication helped you free yourself from something. Yeah. Or honestly, I'm getting like, you could have even manifested through the words that you speak. And I'm getting like positive affirmations, that sort of thing. Like changing the way in which you speak to yourself, in which you talk about yourself. And that could be causing a big shift in what you're manifesting and the things that are coming in for you that are really positive. Okay, let's break up the oracle, see what they got to say. Please and thank you, Spirit. What do you have? What do you have for the? What do you have? What are your intentions for the collective? Are there any more messages for them? Please and thank you, Spirit. Okay, so we got a couple. Okay, we have clarity of belief. This is very interesting because I was just looking at that Six of Wands. There's a butterfly image in that, and there's a butterfly image in that. And not to mention we saw the Death card twice. So there's a lot of transformation happening in your energy. And this all feels super positive. I also am getting the message that you're ready to fly. You've done enough healing. Well, if you feel like you've done enough healing, trust that. Some of you I feel like are going to still be working through some things, still healing some things, but I feel like a good amount of you are probably way more ready for new opportunities, new connections, all of that, if you trust that. Because I definitely could be talking to somebody that has been working on their healing journey for so long, and maybe spirit is trying to encourage you to now fly. Like, you've been spending all of this time learning how to fly, and it's now finally time for you to spread your wings and put it into practice. It's kind of what I'm getting with that. And then we have the crown chakra. So divine downloads could be very strong during this time. Maybe you're going to be drawn to listening to some sort of crown chakra meditation that is healing and could help like strengthen that. And maybe trusting your intuition, trusting those messages that come through for you. And I feel like especially when it comes to your own healing and where you're at on your healing path, because I think you're way more progressed than maybe you think you are at times. And then bottom of the deck is the Master card, and this is the Magician. And we saw the Magician earlier as well. So wait, is it? Or is it the Devil? You know what? I think it's actually the Devil card. Because I typically think that this is the Magician, but because there's like those like prison bars across the heart, I feel like I've confused it in the past for the Magician, but it's actually maybe the Devil card. So maybe. But I thought there was a card that was called Control. You know what? Let me just break out that book. Because sometimes these ones get me kind of tripped up, and I'm like, what? Okay. Okay, where are you? You little whippersnapper. Let's see. Oh yes, it is the Devil card. So, okay, yeah. It does feel like you may be like a little bit overprotective of your heart, and that's probably based off of your past experiences. But I feel like because it is the Devil card, that could be indicating that it may be causing more trouble for you than you realize by being so closed off in your heart space, because it may be blocking you from new opportunities and stuff. But the good thing about the Devil card is that you have way more power over the situation than you think you do. And so it's definitely within reach for you to heal that and move past that. You just have to become aware of it and want to make those changes. So I really do feel like Spirit really wants to let you know that you're way more powerful than maybe you think you are. You're going to be coming to a time in which you feel much more empowered as well. And I feel like good things are coming about because of that. So yeah, that's a nice reading, I think. So I hope that you liked it. I hope that it resonated. If it did resonate, feel free to like, comment, share, and subscribe. If you subscribe, you can become a part of the Hive Collective, because my name is Bee. Bees live in hives, and you can become an honorary bee like me, and we can be a little bee family together. If you like my readings and you'd like to see more, be sure to click that bell icon down below so that YouTube actually notifies you the next time that I upload. And thank you so much for being here. I truly appreciate you, and I can't wait to see you in the next one. Bye.